Hello and welcome to Moments of Truth on Labour Social. I'm Graham Hughes. Today I just want to say a little bit about Rishi Sunak's tweet yesterday where he posted a picture of himself working hard trying to sort through difficult plans for the public transport in the wake of the Tories' miserable failure to deliver HS2. What some pundits are calling the U-turn of the century. In the place of HS2, they have promised to build new road and rail infrastructure that has already been promised, such as the dualling of the A1 between Morpeth and Ellingham, or even better, infrastructure that already exists, such as the Nottingham tram extension to Clifton South and a Manchester Metrolink tram that goes all the way to Manchester Airport, something that has existed since 2014. But the thing about the photo that was so egregious wasn't necessarily the fact that he was pretending to be, delivering or making the hard decisions, whatever, over these so-called plans for which the government had clearly done no research whatsoever. Plans built on a swamp of absolute bullshit. No, it was the fact that while looking at these plans, he was on his private jet, paid for by you. Paid for by me. Paid for by the taxpayers of the United Kingdom. Every time you buy a product or service and you pay VAT, every time you pay national insurance, benefit in kind, income tax, road tax, property tax, capital gains tax, corporation tax, tick tax, some of that money will be going to help fund the luxury lifestyle of one of the richest men on this planet. And isn't it weird how Tories like to demonise the concept of socialism? We have Penny Mordor this week talking about velvet socialism. We had Cruella Braverman talking about the luxury beliefs of people who want to help those less fortunate than themselves. But the reality is that the Tories absolutely love one part of socialism, which is to tax the people who work until the pips squeak. They just don't like the idea of that tax money being reinvested for the benefit of the people who worked so hard to create it. They just want to take that money and spend it on their lavish lifestyles, overseas investments, hedge funds, and the rest they just give to their cronies, old school chums from the See You Next Tuesday farms that taught them how to be like this. The rest of us don't live in luxury. We don't live in ivory towers. Many young people have now given up on the idea of ever owning a house in this country. I know I have. Many young people have ever given up on the idea of having children of their own. I know I have. We can't afford to because of this Tory government. And here we have the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland rubbing our faces in it in his luxury private jet that we are paying for in the middle of the worst cost of living crisis in living memory. The highest inflation for 40 years. And while waiting lists for NHS operations stand at over 7.5 million people. 86% of the public think that the NHS is in a bad state. 69% say that the police are in a bad state. 63% say that of the public say that schools are in a bad state. These Tories are the root cause of almost all of the stress, anxiety, and depression in this country. They have meted out nothing but panic, poverty, and misery upon our nation over the last 13 wretched years of Tory dominance. You have to understand, it's not enough for the Tories to win. It's not enough for them to be rich. They need other people to lose. They need other people to be poor because they are, to a man or woman, absolute sadists. That is what they are taught in their posh private schools, elitist institutions, and cocaine dinner party bubbles to live a zero-sum game. The Tories do not want you or your children to thrive. They don't even want for you or your children to be comfortable. All they need is for you to survive and pay your taxes so they can fly around on publicly funded private planes while they destroy public transport for the rest of us. They know that you can't have social mobility without physical mobility. But why would social mobility be important if you were born into the ruling elite? Tories do not know how to create anything. They do not know how to build anything. All Tories know is how to destroy and profit from that destruction. Let me know what you think in the comments below.